Every day I battle nerve neuropathy. I'm Dr. Kemi for Dr. Kemi Health. It's the 14th of March, 2025. Let's talk about onions. I know I've talked about onions before, that you can boil onions, sieve it, and add honey for an acute cough. Acute cough is just cough from nowhere. I just finished eating almonds. Those ones talked to you about in the last video. If it chokes me a little, I'll cough. I drink water, it's gone. But persistent cough at night, you can boil onions after chopping them. Okay, I didn't say blend though, I said chop. Boil it, sieve it, add 1 teaspoonful of honey and drink it. You can give it to your kids, 5 and above. I want to tell you something about onions, okay? Some of you asked me the question about, can I give it to my child 3 years old? No, no babies. Cough syrups are not supposed to be given to babies or children. Did you guys know that in the US that cough syrups are not recommended for children? I don't know if you've ever heard it. But the year that happened, people were like stunned. What would I give my child if they're coughing? Because people got used to it and they didn't bring their children in because a cough is really a sign of an underlying problem, mostly upper respiratory infection. Okay, or how you say respiratory in America, in Nigeria, respiratory, upper respiratory infection, lower respiratory infection. We call it respiratory. Okay, so at the end of the day, that is treated with antibiotics. So parents were leaving their child and okay, the cough is gone and it will come back again. Then you have the ones with asthma. I'm an asthmatic since 2 years old. I'm 60 years old now. I've had asthma for 40 years. And in 2018, after I me touching my head, I've not had asthma. I even did testimony for the asthma. I believe in science and I believe in religion. So at the end of the day, onion does a lot. Now I'm going to tell you new uses for onion. Do you guys know that purple onion that we sell in Nigeria and Africa and all that, that's the one that's expensive in America, Canada, and UK. Those guys over there, they're eating yellow onions and white onions. That purple one, they call it chef's onion, gourmet onion. It's the highest in the supermarket. Ask anybody that jackpot or anybody that lives abroad, they'll tell you. And we have it for nothing. I'm telling you, when I say for nothing, you know what I mean? We don't pay a whole lot of, we pay money for onions, but not the ridiculous prices. Now, I'm so used to yellow onions living abroad for so many years that when I was in Ghana and I saw yellow onions, I was like, yeah, give me now. It was coming from, where did I buy? ShopRite, Accra, and it was coming from South Africa because they grow it over there. I even saw white onions in the markets in Ghana. So it depends on where you are, but the majority is that purple one. Now, that purple one that they have in America, that we have, is the expensive one over there, and it's the one that's filled with even more antioxidants. If you are seeing purple inside the bulb vegetable, it has even more antioxidant. Have you bought garlic and the garlic looked a little purplish outside? It's packed with antioxidant. We don't get to pick our own garlic unless you're abroad somewhere. In Nigeria and in West Africa, generally, they've packed it in 4s or 5s in the supermarket or in the market or wherever. But if they have garlic out there and you see the purple one, grab the one that looks purple, more antioxidant. Anything purplish is packed with, purple cabbage, purple, anything purple, beetroot and all. So let's go back to the onion. Now, there's some new uses for, they're not new, but when I say new uses, I'm giving it to you for the first time. Okay, I'm the number one health influencer in Africa, Sef. I started on the 17th of February, and we're now, what, 14th? Almost a month. And I've gotten 18,000 followers. I started when my page was 106,000 followers. 106, now we're, what, 125? Shout out to everybody that followed my page. Keep inviting people here. So now, what I want to tell you is the number one use. Ladies, move closer. You guys know what they call warts? WARTS. This whole skin tag like thing, warts can be treated with onion. Did you know that? Salted onions. Cut your onions into chopped pieces. Add salt to it. Okay? 1 onion, add a teaspoonful of salt, mix it together. Okay, you can do a lot with it. Now, if you want to crush the onions, I'm going to teach you some different recipes for onions. This is so weird, and I'm not teaching you how to cook with it. 1, you already know it's full of antioxidants. It prevents cancer, it builds your immune system, all that. So now 2, enter some onions inside your blender. Mostly blender, not fruit processor. Cream that onion. 1 onion, no. I did not ask you to add water. I just said onion. There's a button on the blender. Some of you don't know how to use it. I've never touched that one before. Look at how nice my nails are. See, and I don't paint them. You see? All the good iron I get from the vegetables I eat. One nail salon was begging me yesterday to come and do my nails. I said, the girl that was leaving, she said, oh my God, this is what we pay for. And this mommy has it so big. Hey, my nails are healthy. I've done nail one for you, eh? So my loves, this is what you do with that onion. When you throw that onion into the blender, cut it into the blender, 4 passes or something. There's a button called pulse, Pulse, on every blender. That pulse doesn't grind continuously. It's like, brr, brr, brr. Pulse that onion to shreds. It's a very powerful button. Okay. When you have pulsed it, it will break it well for you. Then you blend it so that your I don't want your blender to be damaged. So now blend it. When the onion is creamy, okay, bring it out. Add 1 teaspoonful of salt, and you rub it on the wart. Okay, let me see if I don't have warts, but let's say this is where the wart is. You just rub it, the onion and salt. Rub it before you go to bed. Okay, now gather that you're going to smell of onions. You should be doing many of your rituals at night before you go to bed. Rub it before you go to bed. If it's a weekend, morning, afternoon, your kids are already used to smelling you like onion because mommy is cooking in the kitchen. She's always going to smell of food and onion. So rub it before you go to bed and watch that wart shrink. This is like magical. It should shrink the wart. Some of you have athlete's foot. You go to sports a lot, gym, all kind of track and field. Young kids now, they wear sneakers all day. The ones that are 18, 17, and they're doing sports, they develop athlete's foot. It happens with a lot of athletes. Onion is a secret to athlete foot. The same thing. Take that onion and the salt, that mixture. You rub it between your toes. All that area that smells when they are doing their sports. Rub it between your toes. That athlete feet will be gone the next day. That's what onion does. Now, the next one is very interesting. Ladies, listen. Gentlemen, you can listen to. I don't have any black. There's one here. This was a pimple that I just did some things with it. Okay, this you see this pimple over here. Me and this pimple, we talk to each other every day. I mean, like I will come, I look in the mirror and I will curse this pimple. I say, if you don't go down now, blood of Jesus. Can you imagine? I'm talking to pimples though. If you have a pimple that turns into a blackhead, this is the way to do blackheads. Go and buy vinegar in the store. You know that crushed onion that we did, that creamy paste of onion? Instead of the salt, you add 1 teaspoonful of vinegar. Vinegar and onion clears blackheads in a matter of a week before you go to bed. In my own days, when I was young, like I'd be putting all kinds of stuff in my body. This one, that one, crocro, this one, oh yeah, over here, onion and this one. It clears blackheads. So use it. Then, I've told you about coughs, I've told you about warts, I've told you about blackheads, I've told you about athlete food. So when we say an apple a day keeps the doctor away, people, an apple a day keeps the doctor away is a saying, and that's because apple contains fibers and antioxidants, and it makes you healthy, so you don't have to go to the doctor. The new phrase, an onion a day, keeps the doctor away. Doctor, dermatologist, podiatrist, everybody, for your food, for your everything. So start using onions more, and it's good for manhood. Men, tell your women to cook with it.